The air smells thin. You taste grit and copper. This isn't the adventure you planned. Survival is a grim arithmetic. Eventually, the numbers stop adding up. There is no more jerky. There are no more squirrels. There is only one last terrible resource. This is the darkest guide we will ever write. If you are listening to this, you are already beyond redemption. We are talking about the final necessity. We are talking about cannibalism. Don't flinch. Don't preach morality. Morality died 3 months ago when the power grid failed. We are talking cold clinical survival. Most people who reach this point make fatal amateur mistakes. They panic. They don't understand the physics of the human machine. We are here to ensure you don't follow them into the grave. This isn't about asterisk if asterisk you should. It's about asterisk how asterisk to survive the consequence of that choice. Understand this crucial rule immediately. Your biggest enemy isn't your conscience. It is the microscopic terror waiting inside. Here is the thing about desperation. It blinds you to basic biological threats. It makes you sloppy. It makes you dangerous to yourself. The low-tech solution starts with high IQ risk assessment. Forget everything you saw in movies. We must talk about what you must absolutely, unequivocally, never consume. This is the core rule. Break it, and you signed your own death warrant. Method 1, prion avoidance. This is the invisible killer, more insidious than any bacteria or virus. Prions cause transmissible spongiform encephalopathies. Think mad cow disease. Think Kuru. It turns your brain into Swiss cheese, slowly, agonizingly. There is no cure. There is no treatment. Once the symptoms start, you're already dead. This is why you must never consume the central nervous system. That means no brain tissue, zero tolerance. It means no spinal cord. Do not even let the fluid touch your meat prep area. This isn't just theory. It is documented human history. Avoid the skull like it holds concentrated plutonium. When processing, treat the head as biohazard waste. Immediately bury it deep, far from your camp, or incinerate it completely. If you are harvesting from a cache, you must confirm the source. Was the host symptomatic before death? Was there rapid dementia, uncontrolled shaking? If the answer is yes, then the risk profile is unacceptable. Move on, seriously. Better to starve slightly longer than contract Kuru. Now let's pivot to the safest calorie sources. We are optimizing for survival, not flavor. The safest muscle groups are those farthest from the skull and spine. We are targeting lean mass and specific fat deposits. Method 2, the MacGyver butchery. You need calories and you need density. The prime cuts are the vast muscle groups. The glutes, the pectorals, the thighs. These are the workhorses. These are the high-yield zones. Start by field dressing. Rapid cooling is paramount, even in cold environments. Parasite loads are a serious threat here. Cut quickly, cleanly, and move the muscle off the bone. Never use the same blade for meat and for processing internal organs. Contamination is guaranteed otherwise. Organ meats are often tempting, offering vitamin density. They are also chemical filters. Think about the liver and the kidneys. They concentrate toxins, heavy metals, and disease vectors. In a world where medical support is zero, organ meat is a gamble you cannot afford to lose. Liver consumption carries enormous risks of vitamin A toxicity in high doses. Kidneys carry filtration contaminants, limit organ consumption to the tongue and the heart. These are dense muscle, generally safer, but still require thorough cooking. Speaking of cooking, thermodynamics is your weapon. Cooking is not optional. It must be intense, sustained heat. Boiling is superior to grilling for safety. Boil everything. Boil it until the texture is unrecognizable. This neutralizes most bacterial and parasitic threats. It does not, however, neutralize prions. Prions survive temperatures that turn steel red. That is why source selection and avoiding the CNS remain non-negotiable. Advanced tactics, maximizing yield. Once you have secured the muscle, look at the skeleton. Do not discard the bones. They hold one of the highest caloric densities available. We are talking about bone marrow. Bone marrow is pure, high-quality fat. It is relatively safe provided you follow careful extraction protocols. Crack the long bones. The femur and the humerus are the targets. Use heavy stone or the back of an axe head. Extract the marrow immediately. Consume it raw only if you trust the source implicitly, which you shouldn't. Boil the marrow out. Use the bones to create a broth. This broth is your mineral and hydration source. It replaces the electrolytes you burn just by existing in a high-stress scenario. It helps counteract the high-protein diet stress on your kidneys. This is the opposite of starving. Your kidneys will work overtime to process the protein. Dehydration will kill you faster than anything else. The broth is mandatory. Method 4. Psychological warfare and group dynamics. Survival isn't just physical. It's mental. If you are doing this within a group, rigid structure is vital. Secrecy is untenable. Transparency about the horrific necessity prevents immediate paranoia. Establish strict rationing rules. Breakdowns in order lead to infighting. Infighting leads to unnecessary loss of life. Unnecessary loss of life complicates the supply chain. Always maintain operational sanity. Ritualization, however dark, helps contain the mental toll. Treat the task like any other butchery assignment. Clinical detachment is your armor. If you lose your mind, you lose your life. If you find yourself enjoying it, you are already lost. Do not celebrate. Do not waste. Maintain the scarcity mindset, even when you have secured a supply. Preservation methods are complex due to the high moisture and fat content. Curing with salt is ideal, but salt is a rare commodity in the post-collapse world. Smoking is a secondary option. Smoke the meat hard, low, and slow. It extends the shelf life and imparts a flavor that might mask the reality of what you are eating. Freeze-thaw cycles are your enemy. Protect the supply from temperature fluctuations. Now, the final absolute prohibitions. Never consume connective tissue indiscriminately. Tendons and ligaments are dense. They are also difficult to process and offer little immediate caloric return. Your focus must remain on fat and muscle. Never attempt consumption from a decomposed source. If the host has been dead for more than 48 hours without proper cold storage, the bacterial load is catastrophic. Botulism and putrefaction toxins will drop you faster than a gunshot. Starvation is a slow death. Poisoning is rapid and painful. Choose the slow death if the only available option is corrupted. Never use consumption as a weapon or a display of dominance. That is how you break a group entirely. It invites vengeance. It destroys the last vestiges of human cooperation you might need tomorrow. Keep it pragmatic. Keep it quiet. Eating like a scavenger requires recognizing the invisible threats. Understand the absolute danger of the spleen and pancreas. While often high in nutrients, they are highly sensitive organs prone to degradation and infection. They are not worth the risk. Stick to the heavy muscle. Stick to the bone marrow. Stick to the heart and the tongue. Your entire survival plan rests on minimizing the prion risk. If you take one lesson from this broadcast, let it be this: avoid the brain. Avoid the spinal cord. Everything else is calories. Everything else is just fuel. Survival is simply delayed death. You pay the ultimate price to postpone it. Now, survive the postponement. Protect your stores. Keep your blade sharp. Welcome to the new world. You won. For now,